that's how these speedway races are now. Joey Logano controlled the race all day. I felt like he was in control most of the day of doing what he needed to do for his particular team and Ford. And no matter where they were, he found his way back to the front. They were able to position themselves to save gas. That all changed like that. And he was running second, third.
Yeah.
And so we saw it happen throughout the duels. We saw it happen at the beginning of the race. We saw it in different situations. And when you get down to the end of the Daytona 500, there isn't anybody who cares about anything. They're all going to do whatever they have to do to try to win, and they don't care about wiping their car out. They don't care about wiping the next guy out. And the pushes just kept getting harder and harder and harder. And as soon as those cars become misaligned a little bit, it starts to, when those big pushes like that that shoves them off and off they go.
So I thought something was funny. Logano was controlling the race. Todd Gilliland was on the bottom. So Logano felt like they were both in a good spot, and Todd moves to the top. Logano keys up the radio and is like, what is he doing? Like, he got mad at Todd for moving to the top. And I think that's funny. Like, as when you were younger, and I feel like the way you guys control the races now is different than it was before. Like, before, I felt like Super Speedway, you guys were just like kind of going, and no one really had a real strategy except maybe Earnhardt did. And that was about it. But like now it's like, no, I want to control this because I want to do this.
Yeah. And what happened in that particular moment with Joey and Todd Gilliland was, Joey felt like they were controlling the throttle position and the saving at that particular point because they had everything jammed up. On the radio during the broadcast, Todd said, I wanted to move up because I felt like I couldn't trust any of the guys behind me, and I needed to put myself in a position where they weren't going to put me 3 wide. Yep. And Joey didn't really have all that information, but I agree with Todd. They weren't going to put him 3 wide when he was in the top, and it wound up being everybody together there from the Ford camp to be able to put themselves in a position to still do the same thing. But Joey was not in control.
Yeah. I feel like they like being in control.
Yeah.
So we saw a number of big wrecks, the one towards the tail end of the race being the biggest of the day. What goes through your mind? Like, can you feel it when it's about to go down, when these accidents are like on the precipice of happening, when you're in the car? Can you sense it?
Okay. First off, I don't know that we should use those words with the intelligence level of these two up on the stage.
Precipice?
Precipice?
That's a pretty big word for me.
Is that an SAT word?
Don't act like you know.
I know exactly what it means.
Yeah.
Like on the edge,
on the
right
edge,
there.
It's like right there.
I got it, but
listen, I'm educated, California. Calm down.
I had just
all right,
never
but you get what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Right? What do you say?
You spell it?
No. It sounds like a dinosaur. That's what it sounds like.
It does, actually.
Like
I'll never think of that word the same.
So, I've lost my train of thought here. What were we?
I was trying to ask you if in those moments we were just looking at that big accident towards the end of the race.
So at the end, you definitely could feel that it was just a matter of when it was going to happen. They were 3 wide, pushing and shoving, and you just didn't know when it was actually going to happen. They tried several times as we led up to the actual wreck itself, but I think it wiped out 18 cars.
Yeah.
A lot of the good cars that were up in the front, and there was actually 18 was actually probably a lower number than it looked like on television because we had multiple in-car cameras and a lot of big shots. And when you look at these in-car shots and you see the driver's head start to whip forward, a lot of the bigger shots come from getting hit from the back of the car and the whiplash that actually comes with the rear impact. But man, there were some big hits.
Hey, race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.